Now these are the steering linkage components. This is what will connect the steering linkage to the rack. This double U-joint connects the column to the steering link. The sticker side, that goes towards the steering column. You'll notice that the kit comes with some shorter set screws, and these have long set screws installed. If you have a clearance issue, you can remove these long set screws with the jam nuts and use these with thread locker. This is the steering shaft. We're going to install that into the upper joint. Now if you look in here, this is the end of the shaft. You see the splines here. This needs to be no more than flush with the inside of the U-joint saddle. If this shaft extends past that, it can hit this piece, which will lock up the whole system and can create a dangerous situation. So usually it's best to have it just under flush, as I have here. So then we can just lightly snug it. This will all get adjusted in the car later on. This is our pre-assembly. And we take this U-joint. This is the lower joint. This is the joint that's going to connect the steering link to the rack. Now if you'll notice, this one has 2 set screws and jam nuts. This is a double D style U-joint, and this mounts to the rack. This is a 17mm double D. So another issue that's commonly found with the U-joint assemblies is getting them out of phase. If I were to install this as shown, if I were to install this like so, where this saddle is 90 degrees opposite of this saddle, that will create an awkward working position for both U-joints, and can prematurely wear out the U-joints. Also can create binding. So you want to have these U-joints in phase. Now 1 or 2 teeth off is okay. You can have it here, you can have it here, if it is absolutely necessary to solve a binding issue. But most of the time, having them in phase 100% just like this is the way you want to go. So we're just going to snug that one up. A common problem on assembling the steering shaft is installing the support rod bearing. It doesn't always slide on nice and easy, as this one is not. So you can take a piece of sandpaper. This is 80 grit, and this is an aluminum rod, so it'll come off pretty quick. We're just going to wrap it around like this and run it across the shaft. Alright, clean the shaft off, and then now it'll slide all the way on. Then we're going to go ahead and take the other joint. Make sure the phasing is correct. Snug it down. Now we can take this assembly over to the car.